Hi everybody, my name is David. Welcome to part 2 of my question and answer videos where I'm answering all your guys' questions from the last Q&A video, last Monday. So any questions you guys have today, please go down below and ask me anything you want and I'll answer them in the next question and answer video, which is next Monday. So this is part 2. Please watch part 1 if you haven't already. So I'm going to jump right into it. And questions from Paul. And I know you've asked me a few different questions and I'm sure you told me where you're from on another question, and I don't remember. I'm sorry, Paul, but thank you. So, I was just watching this video, and you mentioned that you are sorry that you lost or didn't answer someone's questions. I promise this will be the last time. I mistakenly wrote my question on old post. Oh, well, thanks, Paul. I'm glad you figured that out so I could answer your question. Can you please talk about being in a relationship with a married narcissist? I would believe he is an excellent example of it takes two to tango. The relationship lasted 3 years, and she left and then came back, each time going back to him. The bond seemed stronger each time. You would think it would be the exact opposite. Then I read of the giving you what you want, then pull it away is one of the hardest things to get over. It's been 3 months now, and she has only reached out once. I have her blocked on Facebook, as I am sure she blocked me. A few years ago, I got the text, I unblocked you. A few years ago, I don't understand that. A few years ago, I got the text, I unblocked you, but won't bother you. I always thought of this person as an amazing, beautiful woman that I could change. I was sure if I just did one more thing, then she would have been mine. I am smart enough to play the mind games to make her jealous or withhold affection, but I always told her that I wanted her to stay because she loved me, not out of guilt or pity or obligation. I so wanted to believe that I could be one that bought out the woman of my dreams. I think you mean brought? I think you forgot the R. You said bought. I would do anything for this person. It says a lot about me and where my worth was as a person. Yeah, it does. The videos turned my life around and I realized that I deserved better. I was turned into that broken man that second guesses this self and decisions. Good. I saved a voicemail of her just wanting to talk to me. She just left, no excuse, no closure. It's a cycle that has been played over and over. I never felt like my needs were never met. I loved Happy Girlfriend. I would do anything to lose her. Some of this is broken up. This is abuse that I knew but stayed in because I was such a great boyfriend. Okay, doormat, to be fair. You would do anything to avoid that feeling of loss. And she knew she could treat me any way she wanted and I would accept it. I believe that I was what love was. Okay, a lot of stuff here. But what do I think about being in a relationship with a married narcissist? Well, I don't know specifically what your question is. I don't think we should be in relationships with any married people. And it's not okay no matter what. And it's not okay if the person keeps telling you they're leaving and you keep waiting. You shouldn't, if you know someone, if you're knowledgeable that someone's with somebody else, you shouldn't be with them. That's period. And you're right, it does say a lot about what we think about and feel about ourselves when we do things like that. It's a sad thing. I understand the manipulation. I understand the, I'm going to leave and then they never do and then they leave and then they leave you and go back to them and come back. Look, Paul, you are getting a good grip on this. You have a good grip on this, it seems like, very much. And you're understanding quite a bit. I'm not quite sure what your question is. Feel free to ask me more about this, but getting into like the details, you would think it would be the exact opposite, but the bonds seem to get stronger each time. Well, I think it's the trauma bond, right? It's traumatic every time she leaves, and when she comes back, it's better. When she's with you, your hormones are high. When she leaves, the hormones go whoop, and we feel horrible, horrible. Then when she comes back, hormones go up again. It's an addiction, Paul. You're addicted to her, like a drug. Drug addicts love when they get their drug back after a while, The bond gets stronger with that drug, But yeah, that's what's going on, and I think you're aware of this pretty much. And I like to see that you're seeing the truth and you're working on yourself. That's great, Paul. Keep going. You know, don't stop here. But don't talk to her anymore. Okay? I really, really hope you don't talk to her anymore. Next question is from Breezy from the United Kingdom. If I am still thinking about my ex, should I not date? That's a good question. And I use that a lot, with people that ask me, when am I ready to date? And it's like, well, if you're thinking about your ex all the time, you're still not healed. And that's a big problem when we get into new relationships, when we're not healed about the old one. It causes a lot of problems, guys. Okay? And there's a lot of reasons we tend to look for other relationships because we are in that emotional pain. Are you doing that? Find the strength and courage and everything you need by being single first. That's just great advice. If you can be all these things and give yourself what you need, it'll be great to date somebody else. But if you're in pain and suffering from an old relationship, that next one doesn't have as good of a chance, to put it mildly. Right? Hope that makes sense. Thank you for asking. That was a good question. Lisa, how do we know if we have CPTSD? Well, a good way to know is to go to a doctor who is informed with what CPTSD is, complex post-traumatic stress disorder. Okay, so if you go to a doctor who's informed about that, they'll tell you, for sure. And that's a problem, though. I know there's not a lot of doctors informed about this. And as far as they get is like PTSD, which is different. It's not the same. But you can, if you want to find out on your own without going to a doctor, you can look up information and see if that sounds like you. Okay? If you can really relate to it, you probably have it. If CPTSD is caused from this, and you experience this, and CPTSD symptoms are this, and you're experiencing that, probably, right? But what's more important is, just like it's not important to figure out if someone's a narcissist, what's important to realize is that behavior is unacceptable. So it may not be totally important or maybe it is. If it is to you, I understand that. But it may not be completely important to be diagnosed as much as it is what the information is. A doctor that can diagnose you with that can also help you with that. So it's very beneficial. A professional that knows what CPTSD is can treat you for it, can help you with it, right? So if you really need to know, find a doctor. Find a doctor that's informed about this. Not that easy, but do it. Good luck. And what's more important is that the information you find helps you. Okay, I tell everyone out there, go look at my playlist, Healing CPTSD. You don't have to be so discerned with, do I exactly have that? The information in there has to benefit you. I'm telling you, if you were in love with, or dated, or married, or lived with a narcissist or narcissistic person who emotionally abused you and traumatized you, and if you're suffering from this at all, whether you have CPTSD or not, the information that I've given you will benefit you. The information on CPTSD out there should benefit you. Okay? Hope that makes sense. And that is the last question of the Q&A videos. So thank you, everyone. Again, please help me share this out there, put this out there, give it to people who need it. Okay? Do your part. Sometimes it's just a couple clicks. All right? Anybody's questions I missed, ask me again. Anybody's questions that I got wrong, or I misunderstood it, please ask me again. I want to get it right. Love yourself first, and I will see you next Monday. Bye, guys.